Bob Mills Weather Center, Oklahoma weather expert, Jed Castles.
All right, a lot to talk about in the weather department today. Certainly the winds lead to greater fire danger, and then what's happening tonight, something to even keep a closer eye on.
Yeah, the wind's going to be the story out on this, kind of the foot pedal to this fire threat that's going to be going up. Some of those gusts could nose up close to 60. Now, it's not going to be all afternoon, but as the storm starts to roll out later this afternoon into early evening hours, there may be a few gusts that could nose up close to 60. You get wind gusts, just environmental wind gusts close to 60. That's severe winds, essentially, and it can knock down power lines, it can disrupt power, it can knock down tree limbs, blow things down. So just be prepared. If you have to travel today, if you're heading out west, if you're going out west on I-40, maybe you're going into the Panhandle, from the Panhandle of Oklahoma, Texas, into far west Oklahoma, you'll see those gusts this afternoon on into this evening. So watch out for that. Low humidity, got that dormant vegetation still, going to monitor that threat. Threat as you go further east, not as great, still a lot of wind. That'll be the main factor to allow for some fires to spread here coming up for today. But we'll keep an eye on it from Cherokee, Clinton, Hobart, Altus, and areas to the west, especially coming up for today where it will be extreme. Then our threat will be drawn to severe weather that goes up from parts of west Oklahoma, but mainly central and east portions of Oklahoma, with wind being the primary threat out of that. The winds are really going to kick in. Maybe a tornado threat. It's isolated in nature. Maybe a hail threat up to golf ball size, but I think the winds will be the main story, with for a while some brief heavy rainfall and some lightning as well. Here's the storm. You see the jet stream kind of drawing that in. You see it kind of carved out in the west. Upper level storm producing some rain in the colder air, some snow through the mountains. Do have some travel advisories through the mountain areas here coming up for today. Right now, ahead of that, pulling up really warm air. Southerly winds increasing now, 67 here out the door this morning. Very nice and mild. But those winds, they're going to keep going up today. They're going to kick in 20, 30, 35 mile per hour wind gusts much of your morning into your afternoon. As we go out west, you see some of those gusts. They may nose up close to about 55, 60 for a while before those do come back down here overnight tonight. But blustery conditions are on the way. Winds will be sustained 20 to about 30 miles per hour, and some of those gusts could get up close to 40. We'll have a few clouds around here starting out this morning, maybe a brief sprinkle in spots, not a big deal there, but skies should clear out going into the afternoon. We'll rebound in the 70s and get right back up to near 80 here later today. We'll be up around 80, 81 going into the afternoon hours today. Again, mild conditions getting your day started. Looks great out there, 50s in the east. Have most spots in the 60s, a few low 70s around. Feels much more like springtime now as we go through these last days of March. Checking your winds, a few gusts up around 30, 35 miles per hour from near the metro up to near the Woodward area. Right now in the Fairview area, currently 34 miles per hour. No wind chill, isn't that great? No wind chill to speak of here this morning. Hopefully we can put that map to bay. Let's check out your future temps, 80s across much of the state, maybe a spot or two in the west getting up close to 90. Then here comes that colder air overnight tonight rushing into the Panhandle, some 30s there, 50s and 60s waking up tomorrow morning, and then temperatures turn cooler by tomorrow afternoon. Temperatures drop into the 40s and 50s behind that front. Gusty north winds take over, and that sets up what should be the coolest day of the next 9 days coming in for tomorrow. Maybe a brief sprinkle or a light shower, but chances are low here starting off this morning. I think our best chance for rain and storms with that threat for severe weather goes up later this evening, especially after 9 o'clock, about midnight to about 3 o'clock is when our storm chances look to be at their highest, and that chance will diminish going toward tomorrow morning. There is a tornado threat. It's an isolated threat. If it's going to be of its greatest potential, it's going to be the area shaded in red that runs along I-44 corridor, especially south and east of there. As we look at the wind speeds, that probably will be the main story out of this line. Some of those gusts could get up over 70 miles per hour, and maybe a gust or two close to 80. Yeah, it's going to be gusty here. Windy conditions all the way. A few golf balls are possible, but mainly some quarter-size hail out of those storms, and it gets some good rains coming out of these storms. If they develop, a few spots may get close to 1 inch. Here in Oklahoma City, Rain chances going up as well, so some opportunity for some good rain here coming our way. 81 today, rain chances overnight tonight will diminish tomorrow, 52, and look for another mild forecast coming up for Thursday. As we go into April, much more spring-like, 60s and 70s for highs with a few more chances of rain. We'll take a break, come back here in just a few minutes.